Hey, it's 4th of July weekend. Duck here. I'm out here working on the dock of the bay. Just watching the time roll away. Not really, I'm working my fucking ass off because in this society, in this economy, you gotta work 2, 3 fucking jobs just to make it. Busy day on the water here. Not too busy right now, but I mean a lot busy earlier, and everybody's going someplace, I suppose. Cutting through here. It's part of the river. But disconnecting. This video is going to be about disconnecting. Because as I drive to work now, I got more of a commute, and I drive through traffic, and I realize how unnatural that life really is, how it's turned around from what our great commission here on earth was supposed to be to what we've become. It's turned around 180 degrees. What the hell is that? And boat alarm. And I think about that while I'm driving, how disconnected people are, and you see people walking down the street and through the stores and things, and you know, it seems like everybody's just, they're depressed, they got a problem, they've got, everything is so overwhelming that they can't cope with things. You see that look on their face, and at the same time they're eating all kinds of shitty ass fucking junk food, they're watching TV up the ass, going to all the latest movies, playing games, they're totally connected with this digital entertainment world, and to the point that they actually think they're living vicariously inside of it, and outside of it, that's how they conduct their lives. And it is a very scary situation, but you have to disconnect. We have to realize what our natural commission here, what our natural reason for existing here on earth was once for. It has to be stewards of this earth, to protect the earth, protect the animals, to take the things in the earth and have them benefit man. Instead, we've done just the opposite. We've taken petroleum products and basically poisoned fucking everything. Look, I'm part of it too. I drive a car. I fucking have a house full of petroleum, every fucking thing on every corner of the house. Nothing in my house is fucking natural, really. 85% of it's probably fucking man-made somehow. And my car, and the fucking roads we live on, and out here. Everywhere. And people think that, you know, it's this pop culture thing. And that's why, okay, I'm going to mention the presidents that are running, the people that are running for president, rather. I mean, it's Donald Trump. Let's think about Donald Trump for a minute. He's a pop culture icon from back in the 80s. You know, and the thing is, people, I listen to his speeches, and he does, I like what he says, because what he says is the truth, and it's simple. Ron Paul told the truth, and it was simple. How come nobody bought Ron Paul's plan, and all of a sudden Donald Trump is right there, he's the man? Well, it's because this pop culture fucking society we live in. Ron Paul was not part of this pop culture fucking society, so he could never fit in, he could never get these votes. Then somebody like Donald Trump comes along. Let me tell you, he's self-centered. He only has his own interest in mind, nothing else. And I don't even know why he's running for president. He says what we want to hear. And yeah, we don't want a fucking Clinton in there. We don't want a Bush in there, or any of these other idiots that were running, except for maybe some of these that, you know, liberals that I didn't have a couple pretty good guys there, or maybe Jesse Ventura would run. I would vote for him, but I won't vote for any of these idiots. You know, everybody's for the wars. Everybody wants more war, more war, more war, and that's how they want to conduct the society. That's how they want to make the money. This military fucking economy. And we're going back to Iraq, and everybody knows what's going on there. Like I said, Donald Trump is a pop culture fucking icon from the 80s, and now he's running for president. And Americans are so fucking distracted by everything in life, and so far off the mark, and they think we think we're righteous when nobody's righteous. If you participate in this society, if you drive a car, if you work any kind of job really nowadays, anything you do makes you part of it, because you have contributed to the poisoning of the earth. Everything we fucking do, we're all part of it. But what you have to do is realize you're part of it. Realize that each one of us is part of the fucking problem. And each one of us is going to answer to God for this shit. Each one of us. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm righteous. And they drive around in fucking airplanes. And they have all these cars and these giant mansions. And they're righteous. No, you're not, man. I mean, the Christ that walked this earth, he didn't own the clothes on his back. He rode a fucking donkey or a colt donkey. Who knows? Anyways, it demonstrated how poor he was. How dependent he was on the goodwill of other people. He was not part of it. He was not part of it whatsoever. And he tried to show us that you cannot be part of it. And and still get by somehow. And it's very difficult today. Look, it's very busy out in the river here today. Lots of boats here. This guy, he's cruising. Now, I'm out here working. And if you're going to work, man, this is the place to be. A second job. Yeah, I work a lot of jobs now. I'm trying to get my own business together here. The dock's going to turn out very beautiful, of course. Everything I do is beautiful when it turns out. It's going to be very beautiful. And I'm going to watch the boats go by. But we have to disconnect. We're all part of it. We're all part of the fucking problem. If there's a mark of the beast, we all have it already. There's no getting out of it. And the thing is, but you can realize we're part of the problem, and we can disconnect. We can turn off the TV. Don't go to movies. Don't go to the shopping malls. If you do get in, get out. Don't go to these giant fucking box stores, because the same thing, the lighting, the smells, everything is designed to fucking suck your mind in and to fucking suck the soul right out of you. It sucks the soul fucking right out of your body, right out of your fucking character. It makes you into something else. Stay away from the malls. Stay away from. I mean, just try to stay away. Don't drive your car if you don't have to. Turn the lights off when you're not using them. Conserve. I mean, you can do something little, and we're not going to get out of trouble we're in. But at least you can say, hey man, I fucking did something. I didn't sit there and be a dick. I did something. Okay. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do because you have to realize what the problem is, and the problem is each one of us. Each one of us. And nobody realizes that. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody thinks God's on their side and we're going to pray for Trump and everything's going to fucking turn out goddamn dandy. It's not. It's going to turn out fucked. Anyway, I'm glad gas prices are going down. I don't give a shit about the market or the rich people. They're playing it and they're making money. I don't give a shit about that. I do care about the wars and the poisoning of the earth with the radiation and the chemicals and every goddamn thing that's going on out there. The water here. Enjoy the water now. Because we're just one fucking accident, one little piece of shit accident away from all this being destroyed. Underground, underwater fucking pipelines. We got a goddamn giant fucking nuclear factory on Lake Huron on the Canadian side. Wanting to bury fucking nuclear waste 1,500 feet below the ground. A fucking half mile away from Lake Huron. This water right here, Lake Huron water. Fucking God in heaven. What are we fucking doing? Oh, this is very beautiful out here. I'm gonna get back to work. Getting a fucking sunburn. I gotta stop doing that. My feet is getting the fucking sunburn. Disconnect. Realize what we are, what we're here for. Fucking pray. That's all we got left, man. Fucking do something proactive. Give a fuck what it is. Make a video. Say something to your friends, even the fuckers won't listen to you. Peace. Be out.